Fantastic day in the hood this Tuesday morning. Nice blue sky. And the cicadas and crickets are still going at it. I know what to do today. And finally, departing suburbia. And finally, in the spaces where the ride really begins. But again, got a good one for you. I hope. Today we're going, as they say, down the ocean. We'll be taking some different roads today, and some roads we've already seen as well. Such as this one. Good old Route 1. We're taking the scenic route to the ocean, as per usual, which requires going north before you go south. Also, this way I avoid a toll over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and other tolls as well. Who knows? Might even see some railroads and railroad stations. And of course, Conowingo Dam, one more time. The traffic is stopped. What might be going on? Floodgate control. Opening or closing them. And apparently this crane is also being used for taking dead wood away from the dam. They piled up during the rains the past few months. We're moving a bit. Do your thing, man. A couple of open gates there. But up here, gotta slow down. As the expression goes, give them a break. Okay, one lane's closed. One direction at a time. There you go. Morning action at Conowingo. And quite a backup too. But anyway, part of our way will be the original route to the ocean. And part of our route will take us through Delaware. And this part of our route will take us through Rising Sun, once again, on the original Route 1, which once bore off up here to the right. Right up ahead there. That's why these roads line up. Original Route 1 that way, the current one this way. There. Original US 1 came this way up until the late 1950s, which will take us to the original route to the ocean. And now arriving in Rising Sun, but apparently the sun's already risen. And already we're departing, rising sun. Not too big of a place. But up until the late 50s, Route 1 followed this road, along with Route 273, which still follows this road. And up ahead, Route 1 bore to the north, to the left. Up that road there, before being bypassed. While this road continues east. We left around 10 a.m. and now it's around 11. And come about 47 miles so far. Up there at the levee pickup, Route 213 southbound, which is part of the original route to the eastern shore and the beach. Now it's State Highway 213, originally US 213 until the mid-1960s, but it got demoted. But this road at one time took you straight to the ocean, and I mean straight, before the coming of US 50. At one time this road ran straight to Ocean City. No turning anymore or anything. Just follow 213. But we're not staying on this road all the way to the ocean. We did that already a few odysseys back. Because we'll eventually be getting off the beaten path. And now proceeding through Elkton. I'm about to cross over the Amtrak Northeast Corridor. You can tell. Has a corridor look to it. Any birds on the poles, like at Perryville? And Elkton is semi-busy this morning. Out the light is US 40. East to the left, west to the right. As I keep saying, the road that I turned 1 year old on. Some points of interest there. I think we'll see Chesapeake City, but that's all for those points. And up ahead is a crossing of the C&D Canal, Chesapeake and Delaware Canal. And there's even a trail along the towpath. And I quote the word towpath, the boats aren't towed anymore. Now they're big ships, shortcutting to the Atlantic Ocean. But again, something's happening, like back at Conowingo. Let's see what. Oh, we get to go. It's our direction. Okay. Another one way at a time thing. Now there's some places, Chesapeake City. There we go, doing some maintenance. But then hanging over the edge, that's a big drop going down to Canal level. Yeah, it's all down there somewhere. And at the high point of the bridge, again, the canal down there somewhere. A good time for bridge maintenance, I guess. Old road down there, before this bridge. And the end of the bridge, with a long line of stuff waiting to go north. Tuesday morning in Maryland. I guess now we're officially on the eastern shore. Still got a ways to go though. And now we're in a place called Cecilton, with my view being blocked by the truck in front of me. That sign right there said Chesapeake Country. Remember that sign I showed you with 3 places? I guess we'll see all 3 places after all. Wish that truck wasn't in front of me though. A big chunk of my view is missing. We're now in a place called Fredericktown. Again, with him still in front of me. I'm about to cross the Sassafras River on a cool drawbridge. Let's hear it. Yep, that was it. That was our draw span. Wish I could lose him though in front of me. And now we're in Galena, or Galena, however you pronounce it. Here's the spelling. Still, I gotta lose that guy in front of me. Up ahead, Route 213 bears right, but we're staying straight ahead where it becomes Route 313. But I've taken over that way before, on 213. I tried. We'll be on this road for a little while longer. Hopefully without him. Got a big truck behind me too. I'm sandwiched. Like a Stephen King movie. Well, he's way in front of me now. Hope he stays there. Can't stay on the road though. Up ahead we approach US 301. I gotta turn right and then make a U-turn on an opening in the shoulder to pick up 313 again, because I can't go straight across. Good, he's signaling, but if he only go one way, almost a point signaling. Look at that way over there again. Here's to make the U-turn to go back to Route 313. If I go straight, it'll take me to Florida. Now to get back on 313, up the intersection I just came out of. I guess for the sake of safety, they did it like that. But back in the 90s, one could still cut across the intersection from left to right. Not gonna do it this way. But at least I can do it. I haven't come this way in over 20 years. And the period crossing of the Eastern Shore Railroad, which I guess still runs, I hope. Though not very often. Up here picking up southbound 299. Somehow or other. Just pulled a U-turn. Cause turns out I gotta stay on 313 because 29 ends right here. Doesn't go any further south. I didn't say it before, but this area is known as Massey. And across it comes off that line I showed you. Turning left here to go south will make it perfect. And now finally, where I want to be. Over there, some irrigation stuff. But this summer it didn't need it. Had a lot of rain. That's why it's turned off. My first time on this part of Route 313. At least till I get to the next town, which I believe is up here. And sure enough, coming into Millington, we passed through here in the Eastern Shore Odyssey of November 2017, as you recall, if you've seen that. So we're here 10 months ago. Red block, back at you. I like these old homes here. A lot of them look nice. Yeah, I've showed you all this last year. I showed it all to you. And again, places that closed down that I assume were once thriving. We get a lot of that around here. And we'll soon see a train station we saw back in November of 2017. It's now 12:18 p.m. and we've come 93 miles. As we again enter Sudlersville, just as we did last November 2017. But as long as we're here, we'll again check out the train station. And as long as we're here, why not? And again, probably a very busy place once upon a time. But I'm sure it's been a good number of years since the last passenger train stopped here. Apparently freights still come this way. But even there, not very often. Looking north. And south from the station. There's a museum in there as well, but I believe only open on weekends. And this is Tuesday. Nice area there. It's still a great day. Temps in the 90s. Kind of hot, but still not bad. There's part of our track right there, which indicates that this all green area here was once part of a big yard. I guess at one time, much industry here in this small hamlet. Then back to 313 southbound, which is right here, hanging left. Cool place right there. We'll store in the first level and living quarters on the upper levels. I guess the folks who live there also work down there. Whoops, tight turn there. At least by living upstairs, you're close to your work. You always at your work on time. No excuse to be late if you live upstairs. Any party, Sutlersville. Back to our Odyssey. Getting hot out there too. The temperature and humidity are starting to rise. We're now arriving in Barkley. Just a crossroads, really. Not much more. And again, the crossing. The same line back at Sutlersville. And just past the crossroad. You can tell it's hot when you see those mirages up the road. The mirages mean heat. Looks like it's a wet road up there. But as you approach it, it dries up. Pretty cool. I know what. Let's try and fry an egg on the road and see what happens. See if the egg fries all right. Probably will. You can tell you're on the eastern shore though, because all the land is flat. Normally I'm a mountain man, but today I'll be a beach boy. Maybe I'll join them. I'll join their band. And again, a part of the road I've never seen before. It's my first time, just as it is yours. And here a place called Baltimore Corner. I'm now arriving in Goldsboro. My first time through here. Yeah, better keep on 313, why not? Yeah, first time ever all these routes. We'll take a couple more off the beaten path routes before going back to the beaten path. We'll be on Route 404 eventually. And on 404, we'll pass through a place called Denton by request of a YouTube viewer. And your bullfrog takes requests. Whenever he can, anyway. And now we're on Route 480. Coming into Greensboro. And downtown Greensboro. My first time through here. And again, an overhang there. Upstairs porch or extension, whatever. In some of these small towns, you see a lot of that. Interesting homes, though. Kind of reminds me of the Addams Family. That one right there. Now it's 1:20 p.m. And we've come 116 miles. Still nice taking roads for the first time. Nice being a first time over certain roads. I always try to show something new on my odysseys. Now entering a place called Ridgely. I turned up another street to see if there's a train station here. An old Eastern Shoreline once passed through here. Well, Railroad Park. Maybe I'll check that out. Now that sign has to mean something. Railroad Park. Just took a right turn. That's taking me straight to the station. All right. An hour trackside by Ridgely Station. That's looking southwest. You can see it's a bike trail now. And northeast. By the way, that dress she's wearing is over 40 years old and still looks good on her. How about that? Here's how she looked in that dress back in the 1980s. She hasn't changed a bit, has she? Yeah, same trains still aren't here anymore. But still pretty cool. She still looks good in that dress, whether it's now or back in the 80s. VC recycles. And some FYI on Ridgely Station, including a timetable. Ooh, PB&W. Almost like a Perryville. And there's some passenger service ended. 1949. I believe the Oxford branch refers to Oxford, PA. And someplace that connects onto the Octoraro Secondary. Interesting history there. And there's the interior with a ticket window. Wonder when it's open. These old train stations are wonderful. Wish they were still in use. Complete with old telephone. Wonder if it still works. And a pot-belly stove for heat. Biscuits, anybody? And a nice ex-Reading caboose there. Yep, Ridgely Station. For the first time in a bullfrog video. Ridgely Station, just for you. Okay, time to hit the road again. And back on the road in downtown Ridgely. And I'm proceeding out of Ridgely with somebody in front of me driving in a vague manner. Yeah, turn, good. But gotta turn left here to get to Denton, as I promised one of my viewers. No farm stuff over there. And again a road I've never seen before. Already coming to another one. We're at 404, a road that I have seen before. Next point of interest, Denton. We've come 125 miles and have 71 more to go. Normally, we come back from the ocean this way, going the other way, after dark. Well, now I'll show it to you in the daytime. A shame that rail line originally no longer runs. That's the same line that went through Sudlersville. Apparently it dead ends someplace between the two towns. Anyway, up here, we'll take the original 404 through town. Now take the original route through town, the business route. After all, originality counts. Also, I've been past this way since the 80s. I haven't been through here in a while. Now arriving in Denton, where the road divides. I recall this 30 years ago. And up ahead is downtown. Not much of a downtown though. Mostly private homes. Oh, cool one there. But apparently up here, we depart Denton. East, you got it. Heading back to the main road. We've come 133 miles and 59 more to our goal. 59. And also soon we'll be crossing into Delaware. And up ahead is Delaware. But as I said, normally we come the other way after dark, on the way back to the city. But here it is in the daytime. And now entering Bridgeville. And one more classic train station for you. Bridgeville Station on the former Pennsylvania Railroad. That's looking north that direction. This line is still used, so your school buses by law still have to stop. And looking south, the next major station would be, I believe, Seaford, Delaware. And after that would come Salisbury, Maryland. But at least it's still being used. But apparently at one time, this was a major stopping point for the railroad. It's wide enough here for 3 tracks, and also some sizable station platforms as well. Now with the wire tower built on it. And apparently a rather long station platform, indicating a one-time busy place. And the crossing of Route 404. was to continue in that direction. One more classic train station, just for you. Right back on the road in downtown Bridgeville. It appears the original north-south US 13, but now bypassed out of town. We'll turn right to go south and keep on 404. There's some nice homes here too, on either side of the street. And kept up, fortunately. And up here we cross the modern day US 13. North to the left, south to the right. But we're keeping on 404. It's now around 3:05 p.m. And we've come almost 150 miles. But here it is. Your day-odyssey on the Delmarva. A lot of veggie stands along this road. That's our 10th one so far. And there's number 11. Little cool house there. I don't think it's still lived in. Yeah, typical scenery on the Delmarva Peninsula. Now entering Georgetown. Here we pick up US 113 southbound. And of course this road takes us back to Maryland, which is where Ocean City is. Much northbound traffic though. I guess all going back to work. This is the day after Labor Day. But I tell you what, how about one more different road here? We'll take US Route 9 eastbound towards Lewis. For the first time, US Route 9 east. Or at least this part of it for the first time. And the first day of school after summer vacation, as evidenced by these school buses that keep popping up. Yeah, turn, hurry up. Thank you. And you know you're downtown when you see a traffic circle. One of the original ones, not a recent one. We'll be fine. This is like the circles in Pennsylvania. Courthouse. Another rail line here, which I assume still operates, being there are gates there. As long as we're in town, one more classic station for you. With a noisy truck. Apparently this serves a branch of the Eastern Shoreline. So there are some lines here that still operate. And she's still doing her thing. And now try side and looking north. Once again, apparently there were more tracks here, indicating a one-time busy place. And south. Continuing on. But now I've got to watch for these things. These school buses stopping every couple of inches. As I just said. I never took a school bus to school. Either I walked, rode my bike, or took a regular transit bus. I never had this luxury myself. I keep moving. Now we're looking for Delaware Route 1, our final road to the shore. But again, the road looks wet ahead. Hope it don't get splashed. We're technically following Route 9, but 404 also shares this road. Apparently. Then it doesn't matter which we're following. We're going as far as Delaware Route 1. But of course, more traffic the opposite direction as folks return from the beach and go back to the city. Oh, but here, it empties out a bit. Okay. And again, a long line of city-bound folks. Hopefully, when we go back later on, the roads will be emptier. We'll take a different road, though, going back. We'll take US 50. And even the Delmarva is being constructed on. You'll get rid of all the empty space and the woods. Even here. There goes the peninsula. Whatever the expression is. As I said, my first time on this part of Route 9, so I don't know all the points of interest. But today I brought you 3 train stations. 1 already seen, in other words 1 deja vu, and 2 brand new. Hey, that almost rhymes. Inside here, we're freezing our behinds off, but outside, very hot and humid. What a difference. And more recent stuff over here. As I said, there goes the peninsula. Gotta overdevelop here too. Ain't nothing sacred. Check that sign out. What's a jug handle? No comment. And there's Route 1. Delaware Route 1, which you pick up south, all the way back to Maryland. Oh, 404 ends officially, okay. I made it. I think. And Route 9 follows the Lewis Ferry into New Jersey. Haven't ridden that one yet. I've only ridden White's Ferry and Millersburg. And now around 4:09 p.m. and we've come 176 miles. Now coming into Rehoboth. The first of our resort towns. And it even looks like a resort town. Typical resort buildings. But what are they resorting to? I couldn't tell you. And departing Rehoboth. Just past a sign that said Turtle Crossing, next 3 miles. I guess better watch out. Don't want to hit a turtle. Just past another sign for turtles. That one said Turtle Crossing, next 20 miles. Whoa. And up on that bridge, we cross over the Indian River Inlet. I believe they replaced the bridge that lasted until the early 90s when they built this one. And to the east, our first glimpse of the ocean. Now arriving in Bethany Beach. And again, looking like a resort town. And over there, a leftover tower from back in World War II. They were used to search for U-boats from Germany back during the Second World War. They were U-boat towers. Now arriving in Fenwick Island. The town of Fenwick Island. Although this strip of land that we're on now is technically Fenwick Island. But here's the town called Fenwick Island. I'm confused too. Not too much traffic, being it's after Labor Day. Well, one day after anyway. We're now entering Ocean City at long last. We made it after a 2-year absence. And of course, back in Maryland. A lot of big hotels around here, though. I guess to be expected in a resort town. I guess as long as no tsunami hits here, they'll be fine. The white building to the right there, with the slanted steps. Wait a minute, right there. That's the pyramid, condos. My cousin has a condo there. I asked if I could borrow it, but he said nothing doing. So sorry, no YouTube party will be going on there. I can't invite my YouTube friends over. I guess gotta get my own. Now it's 4:55 p.m. And we've come 200 miles. All this cool, fun stuff along here. But now to find a place to park. And there's Philip's Crab House. They have great crab cakes there. And now to find a place to put this thing. And found a place. They gotta bring her here because tomorrow, the 5th, is her birthday. A birthday girl. Alright, let's hit those sand dunes. But there's a place that's aptly named. And up there, the Pink Paradise Inn. Alright, hit that boardwalk. On the Alaska stand, although we're in Maryland. Up ahead, the boardwalk. The Ocean City clock. Well, they're up at 50 in this town. And some of the cool stuff along here. Now heading south towards the center of town. Nothing over $9.99. Yeah, I wish.
Nope.
But before going any further, check out the Atlantic Ocean. As far east as we can go. You know what that is? Do you really want to see a title? Okay, here. Happy now? This place is for the birds. I'm telling you. Oh, hush. All these birds. Where's Alfred Hitchcock? They could be bats. She wants to go check the price of the candy. I told her don't be too shocked. Like a buck a piece. I know what. I'll ask her out. Data dummy. And this one lost her head.
My birthday is tomorrow.
Well, rings that change color in the sun.
My birthday's tomorrow, yeah.
Happy birthday!
62.
You're so young.
Oh, you're so pretty too. You're young. How old are you? 20. You're still that young. Can he have one?
I can't see how old she is, though.
What color would you like? What is it again?
What color I want? Either green or purple. Green for the frog and purple for purple films.
Everything in nail soul change color in the sunlight. T-shirts, sunglasses,
Wow.
nail polish.
Oh, chameleon rings.
Everything changes in the sunlight.
I know.
And I got you a skull and bones. And me as
Skull and
well.
crossbones, that would be me.
Eyes are clear and you go outside, they turn color.
And look, there's me. I'm such a sweet frog. And something I myself have. A green turtle. Well, mine's like black and orange, I guess. Box turtle. Same thing. All kinds of fun stuff in Ocean City. There's even train service here. Oh, a twofer. A double run by. At least something still runs. Unlike those tracks we stopped at earlier.
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Well, they look, I think I'll try one.
Here, you try it. It sounds good. And Italian? Yeah, see Parmesan cheese. And
Oh,
some kind
that's Italian. I'm Greek, so that's pretty close.
Are you Italian? No.
And here, flags and kites. And over here, Hooters. But is she qualified to work there? No comment. Go apply for a job. They'll take you. They turned her down for the job. It figures. Sun right over till we say it is. That's a good sentiment. And over there, some fossils in the sand. But I want to be a spineless jellyfish. Just like Monopoly, there's Park Place, and we're on the boardwalk. How's that for coincidence? I didn't think there was any such place as that. And down there, hermit crab is doing their thing. Don't know about that sediment though. And the smorgasbord is still there. In the 60s it cost about $5. Now it's about $100. Fried Oreos. Never had one of them yet. How do you fry one of those? And fried ice cream too. How do you do that? And of course the old time photos, which linger on.
There's no way she's gonna have a different problem every day.
Yeah. That's so sad. She don't want to go home. And why can't she?
Hemp hair wraps. Is that legal? I didn't think hemp was. Oh well, just learned something. As I said before, I'm a mountain man normally. But every time I come here, a lot of my childhood memories come back because I spent my childhood here. Right now, being here is almost sentimental for me. Well, almost. But over here, proof that trains once ran here. I believe they ran here until 1933, when the trestle you see in the painting washed out.
Yep.
Now, if those MARC trains on the commuter line ran here, they'd be rich. They wouldn't need to run anywhere else. Nothing over $5. Could that be true?
Free samples, come and try.
Oh, don't yell. And there's MR ducks. Or is it M period R period ducks? About 10 years back, you always see people wearing their t-shirts. And over there, Ripley's. And right now we're having a whale of a time. And over there, the amusement pier. And again, the ocean. I'll have to go in there one day. Come on, birthday girl, let's go. Never ask a woman her age, so I better not. But again, where's Alfred Hitchcock? He'd love it here right now. One of them almost hit my head. But over here, the best fries in the entire world. We're gonna get ourselves some. They're expensive, but they're good. We're getting the medium one. And of course, can't forget the vinegar. Okay, get them all soggy with the vinegar. Get them all soggied up.
Mix it.
No, don't mix it.
No.
Mix what? Oh, we're gonna steal some. Okay, let's steal some vinegar. That's apple cider vinegar. Very important.
Where can put in another cup?
Now to grab a seat so we can eat. I smell those and get hungry. Get lost. But I think I like it too much vinegar. The fries when they're swimming around in it. I still got the birds waiting for a handout. Shake a tail feather. Another clock in Ocean City. As I said, there's about 50 of them here. Ellicott City just has one. And a place I used to hang out in my teenage days. Looked a bit different back then, though. Oh, I loved when all that.
Please swipe dark or insert the door.
They even take debit cards now. In my teenage days, they didn't. I guess in my teenage days, debit cards didn't exist. But where are the pinball machines I played as a teenager? I thought I was the Bally Table King. Like that song by The Who. I guess not anymore. Anybody want to buy a duck? I mean, win one. I try to win something, but heard someplace that these claw machines are rigged on occasion. They're rigged. It's not gripped so tightly. You drop what you picked up. Back in the 70s, I'd get these big dice out of these claw machines and hang them on my car mirror. No more of that. Marty's Playland. It's been that for 60 years. Is Marty still alive? Whatever that is. Okay, back outside. It's Ocean City. The boardwalk ends in about another 3 blocks. But I guess we'll turn around and head back to our vehicle. It's a 3-hour drive back from here. No, it's Artie's Playland. Okay. That's clever.
You got your lens on.
That's working.
No, it ain't.
A woman back there thought I had my lens cap on. But what she saw was my polarizer. The filter that cuts the glare out. Yeah, fooled her. And again, the world's best fries. Next to Boog Powell, former Oriole. We're time to head north. Normally that line there goes around the building. If you come here during the peak season, you can be waiting there for about 45 minutes. The line's relatively short right now. About 6:48 p.m. now as we head north. Never there. A Cyclops. I bet you thought they didn't exist. Now you know. And all the fun you can have down here. And there's Pollock Johnny's, a one-time Baltimore stable, before moving out and coming down here. Colorful place. Here, got some live music. I used to play bluegrass myself. The vid's posted. Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Even the kids getting into it. Where she was. And over there, somebody paratrooping over the Atlantic. And over there, Spider-Man. All kinds of folks we're meeting today. All kinds of cool folks. Hey, Spidey.
Hi, Spider. How you doing? All right, good for you.
Go see Spider-Man. It's your birthday. All right.
You know what? Dre just left me in the hallway. I was
He's the real deal. It's now 7 p.m. Hope I can get to my car by 7:30. It's a 3-hour drive back to Baltimore. And as it gets dark, all the places light up. Nothing over $5. Okay. I'll hold you to that. And over here, more of those birds. As I keep saying, where's Alfred Hitchcock? I know what I'll do. I'll go jump in the ocean. After all, isn't the bullfrog waterproof? And now it's time for the spiritual portion of our day odyssey. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Jesus, for a great ride. And that's dedicated to somebody who was mayor of Ocean City back in the 1980s. Apparently passed away this year. For sure. The birthday girl's making friends. One more run by. At least I caught some kind of train. See you later. But this is it. The resort where your bullfrog grew up. Yep, I went from beach boy to mountain man. There's bull on the beach, but closed now. I guess that makes me bullfrog on the beach. I'm the bullfrog and here's the beach. So you tell me. And somebody there is still floating around. places have exotic names here. Polynesian. Those where I stayed as a kid. But back then it was known as the Lambros Apartments. And up there's my window, the top floor. And volleyball nets. But wait, aren't you supposed to play that naked? Anyway, early in the year, there were supposedly topless girls sunning themselves here until they passed the rule saying they can't go topless anymore. Oh, rats, I got here too late. Maybe next year they'll change the rule. And I'll be back. Alright guys, no more shenanigans. We have some nice sunset colors over the ocean. Oh, fat bird there. He ate too much. There's Big Bird, literally. And over there again, the place Dolly got turned down for a job a little while ago. Really? There are some nice places here to stay, but you have to reserve them early, like a decade ahead of time. And in the ocean, a boat of sorts. But hard to believe there are wind turbines offshore out of sight. But there are. One more show off here. Seagulls. Yeah, I see gulls. How about you? Their candy is good, but it's $11 a pound. I guess it's made of gold instead of chocolate. But up ahead, our jump-off point, 9th Street, making the Alaska thing. But we're in Maryland. Come on, birthday girl, gotta get to the car. It's 3 hours back to Baltimore. Right back to the vehicle, finally. And do my 3-hour drive. A 3-hour tour back to Baltimore. Oh, again, that almost rhymes. Or should I go in there before going home? Somebody once asked me, do you know why beer goes through you so fast? And I said, no. Why does beer go through you so fast? And they told me, it doesn't have to change color. True story. Heading west, back to our vehicle. And back at our vehicle, in the twilight. I'm heading for US 50, our return route, which is up ahead. That'll beeline us to the Bay Bridge. And if I stay on it, I'll get to West Virginia. That's next time. Now curving to the right, onto 50. The eastern terminus of US 50, the very beginning of it. It goes from here to Sacramento, California. 3,073 miles from here to California. And it too is a drawbridge. And also, we pedaled up bikes over this bridge back in the mid-'80s. Yeah, people ride up bikes here, believe it or not. Over this bay, with a funny name. Yep, that's what it's called. You can't make up stuff like that. Our mileage on the way down was 206 miles. Let's see how far it is going back this way. Stay on 50, staying on the main road. But for some reason, stuff's condensing on my windshield on the outside. Don't know why. Hope I get a clear video. We departed around 7:40 p.m. Let's see what time we arrive back. And the road that we saw earlier, US 113. We're not going to use it now though. We're staying on this road until we get to the Annapolis area anyway. We're about to cross the rail line that we saw in that one town we stopped in, Georgetown. Same rail line back there. Some mileage is there for you. Bay Bridge, 97 miles. But back in the day, this would have been US 213, the road that we began on, but now it's State 213. It got demoted. But it came all the way down here from Rising Sun, believe it or not. I could stay on this road back in the day and go straight back to Rising Sun and Route 1 before the coming of US 50. That's pretty cool, I think. The same exact road. But unlike the route that we used coming down here, this route keeps us entirely in the state of Maryland. We're not going to cross into Delaware this time on this route. But still, why is my windshield misting up? Probably because it's still so humid out there. I've got the air running, which chills the window and causes the condensation. Interesting phenomenon there, but I wish it wasn't there. But oddly enough, not much traffic now. Not many folks doing the Exodus thing. I guess that was yesterday. Or earlier today. But up here we're bypassing Salisbury instead of trudging through it. Oops. Was in the wrong lane. Oh no. But I caught it. Only my second time through here since they changed the roads around. My northbound US 13 shares this road for a few miles. Just used my windshield washer in hopes of getting rid of some of that condensation. Hope it didn't make things worse. Come on, people, drive right. Use your signals. That's why you got them. And it appears where US 13 bears off and goes north. But we're staying on 50. Obviously. And now curving to the north on a westbound route. We'll be facing north for a while before going west again. Now coming to some stuff up here in the middle of nowhere. I'm good on gas for now. On Route 313, another road we saw earlier. But going back this way is like a beeline back. Very few lights and a quiet road, oddly enough. Now we're crossing over the Nanticoke River. For those following along on Google Maps. But now it's almost 8:40 p.m. We left Ocean City about an hour ago. And we've come almost 50 miles since departing. At least the road's not too busy. It's not that late at night yet, but the road's dead empty. Or almost dead empty. Incredible. For a major U.S. highway. And not a lot of lights either. It's almost a straight run back. At least as far as the Bay Bridge, anyway. I'm coming to some stuff along here. A few services. On this otherwise empty road. At least till we get to Cambridge. As a matter of fact, just arrived in Cambridge. You can tell we got shopping centers now. Another river crossing here. The Choptank River this time. Original Route 50 bridge over there in the darkness. Now a fishing pier. And a turn for St. Michael's. I'll have to go there one day. A scenic place. But I think we're about due for a pit stop. I need my cherry Coke fix. I'm getting thirsty. They do have good chicken in there too. And good fries, but I quite like Thrashers. Alright, time for some time lapse. And back on the road again. But got some good news back there at that store. Our next drink is free. I can hardly wait. I'll think if you pay for 6, the 7th is free. Lucky number 7. Anyway, now in the Easton area. And we're still on the Easton shore. Get it? See what I did there? And now it's 9:25 p.m. And we've come 78 miles so far from Ocean City. And total mileage for the day so far is 284. And up ahead, another road we saw some of earlier, Route 404. We used part of that road earlier today. If I'd have taken that route back, we'd be coming onto 50 right here at this point. But this way it saved all the lights. It's 12 miles shorter over the 404 route, but now with most lights taken out, it's faster this way to go the extra 12 miles. Another 17 to the Bay Bridge. Route 213. We began on that road. And as I said before, it used to come this way automatically before the coming of 50. This would have been 213. Instead it was US 213, but got demoted. How about that? You would have come out here if I'd have stayed on that route. But in the previous Odyssey, we did use that road, and I've taken you this way, over that route. And up here, we merge with US 301, which comes in from the left. We saw part of that road earlier, too. In my kid days, my folks had used 301 to get to Florida before the coming of I-95. I'll take you over that route again one day. But so interesting how one time you could get from Baltimore to Ocean City by train. I just saw the mural back there. Or you take a boat across the bay to Kent Island, and then take the train from Kent Island to Ocean City. A 2-part journey. And up here we cross over a water body known as the Kent Narrows. Well, some lights down there. And now we're on Kent Island. And we'll soon be crossing the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, which people tell me is the most dangerous bridge in North America. And up ahead, there it is. The Chesapeake Bay Bridge. The most dangerous bridge in America. And the bullfrog will now attempt it. Your bullfrog takes his life in his hands to bring you a good video here. This, the westbound span, opened in 1967. The eastbound span over there opened in 1952. Just 2 lanes. The 3 lanes here, making it 5 total. But several years back, on the eastbound span over there, a big truck pushed a woman and her small car over the edge. But she survived. Believe it or not, she survived. I hope I do. But in case I don't survive, thank you to all who watched my videos. Thank you to all who supported me over the years. Much appreciated. In case I don't make it, they're my closing words. And to think, back at age 14, I drove a cabin cruiser beneath this bridge. They gave the keys to a 14-year-old to drive the boat because the adults wanted to drink. Again, true story. So I've been under it before being over it. Want a good job? Go up there and change that bulb. How much could they pay you to go up there and change that bulb? Still funny about that cabin cruiser thing. The adults wanted to drink, so that they let the 14-year-old pilot the boat. So I was the captain a long time ago. And here's that curve you see in all the pictures. It looks picturesque. And over there, the western shore. And up here, the end of the bridge. I made it. I survived. Alright. I survived to bring you more Odysseys. Aren't you glad? Hey, I'm alright. Darn, I'm good. You gotta pay toll to go east, but for you to go this way. Another reason I do it this way. Why should the state of Maryland make more money off of me than they have to? And if I go a certain way, there won't be any more traffic lights until I get back to the hood. Now it's 10 p.m. and we've come 110 miles from Ocean City. We're picking up I-97 for the big city. And look what the sign says. Ellicott City. I'm not going there now though, obviously. But I'll bring you more updates as appropriate. Oh yeah. There's our route. 895 through the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel, which I haven't used in a long time because you gotta pay. At least I'm honest. Way in the distance, the Baltimore City lights. I'll be passing through the city, then passing out of it again, then passing back into it again. Confused? And just entered the Baltimore city limits, although you can't tell at this point. Don't have Easy Pass yet, so I guess I'll do the cash thing. Right up ahead here, I'm gonna part with my money. Good reason, I guess. I'll travel enough to make it worth getting Easy Pass. There's a monthly fee too, right? And now that that's done, into the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel. Opened 1958. I recall. And there's graduated lighting, which up ahead you'll see graduate. It gets darker gradually. Looks like we're inside of a whale or something. So Jonah saw this, huh? Okay. And up around the bend, we exit. About to exit the whale. All right. Proceeding through the Highlandtown section of Baltimore. A lot of Greeks live down here, so on occasion they call it Greektown. I'm not offended. I kind of like it. I knew some folks down here too, back in the 70s. Up here, US 40. We saw that earlier too. In fact, the one time the thruway ended here, before the coming of I-95 to the north straight ahead. You would have to have gotten off there automatically, because back then, there was no road here. And the express lanes over there, which I don't intend to use. Apparently, neither does anybody else. I'm not connecting on to I-95. Those are the 3 lanes over there that just met with us on a speeding motorcycle. The next fatality on I-95. But that's where we're getting off. That goes straight back to the hood. And our exit. Gonna go towards Towson, but we're not gonna go all the way to Towson now. And again, US 1. All these roads we saw earlier today. Ain't that special? Now around 10:52 p.m. and we've come 152 miles from the ocean. Our total mileage 359. And the exit for the hood at long last. But funny, when you take the tunnel, you ride through Baltimore, then right out of Baltimore. But a couple of miles down, we ride back into Baltimore. But before the city come the suburbs, back in suburbia. And up here, we're entering the city limits again. And back in the hood at long last. Just after 11 p.m. Had to park over there because of somebody here. In this hood, they need signs to tell them to respect handicapped people. Where I came from, it wasn't so bad before I moved here last year. Anyway, 165 miles back from Ocean City, 3.5 hours, and total mileage is 365, just like days of the year. But once again, thank you immensely for the privilege of your time. I'll try to bring you more of these as best as I can. Even though the older I get, the slower I get, and the harder it becomes. But I intend to keep on the road as long as I can. So once again, thank you for joining me and Dolly on her birthday. She was born in 1956, so you do the math. Alright, viewers and friends, we'll see you again. Thank you very much.